Secondly, the power of God prevails in the midst of difficulties. It's our very difficulties that cause God's power to shine greatest and most brightly. Paul makes 4 statements characterizing his own difficulties that reveal God's power in verses 8 and 9. We are hard pressed on every side, yet not crushed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Struck down, but not destroyed. In each of these statements, the first part reveals a human weakness. The last part reveals the more than compensating divine strength. The thoughts that Paul displays in these statements are illustrative of soldiers in combat, of great gladiators in a life and death struggle in an arena. We can prevail in spite of outward pressure. He says we're hard pressed on every side, but we're not crushed. We're persecuted, but we're not forsaken. Life put the squeeze on Paul. Paul experienced pressures unlike anything most of us can imagine. Paul was imprisoned over and over. He was persecuted. He was shipwrecked. You go through the list of the problems and opposition Paul experienced. Most of us couldn't imagine. Enemies hounded him constantly. But Paul never was hopelessly cornered. He was never abandoned by God. The power of God shone through, even to unbelievers. And it can happen with me and you too. God's power, regardless of what we're going through, God's power can shine through us and have an effect on unbelievers.